stay counting stacks, stay counting stacks. Space, smoking wax, stay dodging bags. Nigga gotta watch his back.
But we're about to find out. Off we go. Do not take your eyes off this for a second. Josh, how are you feeling?
Well, not a lot to say.
No, I wasn't. I just want your feelings of being here at ringside and seeing this fight.
Honestly, very, very nervous.
Absolutely packed arena here. Now, Joshua has lost weight. Ruiz, unless he's been kidding us, has put on a step of weight. Doesn't look that much different to me, if I'm honest, and I think they let him fight where he is comfortable. And Joshua will want to keep this fight a distance as much as he can. He'll want to get back to the boxing he's been working so hard on in Sheffield and keep this dangerous, quick-handed Mexican away.
Going to try to box behind.
Move, 1, 2, 3, off the shoulder, off the shoulder.
Punch of the night so far. I think we might watch you for a moment there. I'm not surprised with all the rain we've had, to be quite honest. We're back now and we've just seen the best punch of the night so far from Anthony Joshua. And a little nod from Ruiz Jr. Josh Bertie, how encouraged will Joshua be by the fact that he's cut him in the first?
Again, you noticed he learned from the last fight. Didn't rush him straight away, but one thing I'm noticing, Jim, very relaxed, light on the feet, isn't hanging about, and this I feel is a great tactic from Big Josh.
First round, Joshua. That's Ruiz. There was a heavyweight champion called Valoef who weighed 23 stone. Second in that list is Ruiz, but don't be fooled by the physique. He's a fighting man, a brilliant amateur Mexican, schooled by Cuban. Well, getting through, he's got a good jab as well, and he showed it there. Powerful jab. Joshua's head jolted back. He has to be wary. He has to keep his gloves up, because if he gets in trouble, can Joshua handle it? And that was a worrying sign for Anthony Joshua, the power of that jab, Darren.
Yeah, he's such a handful, isn't he, Ruiz? Just keeps walking forward. Very patient start from Ruiz. Hasn't let awful lot go yet. Not wasting anything. But there's that right hand again from AJ.
And that blood, and the left eye is damaged of Ruiz. So that will give Anthony Joshua a huge incentive as he backs away, and Ruiz rumbles towards him, the late opponent who got so lucky. Not lucky, he hit the jackpot, didn't he, in Madison Square Garden. He's earning a big purse tonight, not as big as Joshua's, by the way. But he loves being a world champion and wants to hang on to them, does the Mexican. Meantime, Joshua has to keep his boxing brain aware. He's got the early result, he's got the cut on Ruiz's left eye halfway through this second round.
Deep concentration by both guys here. See AJ switched on, and he has to be, because Ruiz is stalking him, walking forward, looking so dangerous, but not wasting anything.
He's boxing according to a plan here. We'll get to Josh Buatsi at the end of this round. Two good right hands then from Joshua, and Ruiz felt those and backs away towards us. Excellent start from
It looks
Anthony
like
Joshua.
Joshua's cut on the left eye. I could be wrong, but it looks like Joshua's cut on the
Yeah,
left
you're
eye.
right. There is a cut to the left eye of Anthony Joshua. Well spotted.
Well done, that's why we have you here. Josh Buatsi, both men cut, first two rounds not completed. This fight living up to all expectations, the clash on the dunes in Saudi Arabia. And you're struggling to separate them at the moment, although the superior style of Joshua might just be catching the eye of the judges, who knows. Last 15 seconds, second round, both men cut. Good left hand from Anthony Joshua. Ruiz takes it, hardly blinks. This tough man comes forward. End of the second. Josh Buatsi, go on, lad. Different of Ruiz. And a good hook from Joshua too. Both men hit, hurt and cut first two rounds. Here we go with the third. Ruiz coming forward. All business. His parents are here. So are Joshua's. Good feeling between the rival camps. Not so in the ring, of course. And Anthony Joshua boxing according to a rigid plan.
Which I must say, Jim, he's sticking to perfectly.
Yep, you know what it is as well. And he has to be very wary, because if he gets wobbled as he was at Madison Square Garden, in Ruiz there is a man who has been through the boxing mill and knows exactly how to finish things off. The jab working well from Joshua as well. Lighter on his feet to detect that with less weight. Lighter on his feet, more mobile.
Yeah, he's happy to move, spearing that left jab out. Already I've seen that he's bringing it straight back to his chin as opposed to his waist like he was in the first contest. Good defense by Joshua there. But again, Ruiz stalking Anthony Joshua. Very patient, not wasting anything.
He's such a clever fighter, despite his bulk, which he's always carried and wears lightly and wears with a smile as well. And has he been having a bit of a joke at us about exactly how much he weighs? But make no mistake, the jab is good, the hands are fast as well, the feet might not be the quickest in the business. But a very effective fighter and a very tough one to beat. Only Joseph Parker has managed to beat Ruiz, and that was in New Zealand, and that decision was controversial, to say the least. And when Ruiz got the opportunity at Madison Square Garden, he took it, and he's got the taste of being a champion. He doesn't want to relinquish it here.
Absolutely. Already created legacy, becoming Mexico's first heavyweight champion of the world, but that's not enough for him. He wants to continue reigning in this division, and there's some big opportunities out there for him, but he has to get past this challenger, and Anthony Joshua, who's desperate to get his titles back. Boxing well, a lot of movement from Joshua, so I think this weight that he's at will help him be more nimble, be able to move more. Last time out was very muscle-bound, wasn't he?
He was. What I'm noticing here is what we're seeing in this fight is different angles. Notice when Joshua's moving, he's not moving in the same pattern. He's changing, he's going to his left, he's going to his right. This is confusing. Good shots to the body there from Josh.
Yeah, good stuff from Anthony Joshua, from AJ. 4 titles on the line here, do not forget. And a good rounder for Joshua, this one. Ruiz, as we tip towards the end of this one.
Beautiful run in the bag.
Yeah, Ruiz realizes, or he believed. Four rounds, Joshua has probably started just the better. Never discount the skills and the fast hands of Ruiz Jr. Proud Mexican. Pouring a bit for that jab this time.
Was just going to touch on that, Jim. What he's doing with that jab, he's fending him off. It's making Ruiz have to think twice before he comes in. Whereas if that jab wasn't there, Ruiz could walk him straight down and unload on him. But that's making Ruiz think. The moment he's thinking, Josh is moving. Josh is unloading punches. Great tactics.
Darren, different Joshua here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely switched on. We can see exactly what the game plan is from the off. So outbox, the heavier. I was about to say slower, not slower with hand, but definitely the feet are slower than Joshua's, and this is good. Good boxing is what we've seen him do so well in the amateurs, capturing that gold in 2012. And it looks like he's going back to basics here, working well behind that jab. I think he's going to try and lure Ruiz in and try and walk him on to that right hand.
Joshua is dedicating his life to this sport of boxing. Good exchange in the middle, 15 years. He's compared it to a prison sentence of routine, of hard training, and he says he's not prepared to give it up yet, even though he's got enough money to last him several lifetimes, and he wants to re-establish what he considered a wrong.
Guys, I would like to pick up on
New York.
Sir, Jim, I'd like to pick up on this. Just in that exchange, Ruiz before he hit him, Josh replied, "I'm not hurt, you didn't get me." He's in there, he's present, he knows what's happening, he wasn't touched.
It's nice to see that. Always wanting to get the last word in the arguments. AJ knows how valuable these rounds are. Doesn't want them to slip away, especially with these tactics. They'll try out box Ruiz.
And he's not being too greedy, though. This is one thing I like. He isn't overcooking it.
He has made a very good start here, certainly compared to what happened at the Garden. A miles better start. The fight was unravelling at this stage in Madison Square Garden in New York. Not this time. Joshua restoring a bit of normal service, but still being stalked by Ruiz, who is surprisingly nimble fellow on his feet, despite the belt that he carries. Good right hand, Joshua. Did Ruiz get his gloves there for that one, and just masked by that one. A good left from Joshua too. Unloading here, Anthony Joshua.
Good action here in the fourth round. AJ let his fist fly, as is Ruiz. Good stuff.
Ticking towards the big overhand right. Big overhand right, Ruiz, who's finishing strongly this. And just for a moment there, Joshua unraveled, taking two more behind the back of the head. End of the round. Joshua going, was that round over or not? And for the first time, looking a little back. Great finish to that last round. Little word from referee Luis Pabon, the 53-year-old Puerto Rican. Those are fierce exchanges inside. And Ruiz, the champion, got the better of them. Just worrying how he looked when he was under fire there, Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, it was a big coffin shot right at the back of the head of AJ, and we've seen how vulnerable he was there around that area in the first fight. So maybe it was a tactic from Ruiz to try and rough AJ up when he does get in close and try and land around the back and the side of the head.
And in that moment we saw why the great debate was raging about this fight. Could Joshua change it around? What happens when he gets into trouble? And we got half an answer there.
See the quick feet of Ruiz then when he moves back. You know, he does struggle sometimes moving forward quickly with his feet, and his hands do go in front of his feet, and he does fall short at times, as we see there. But going backwards, he really does get out of range good.
Joshua very keen to keep that range. Get the impression once they get inside like here, Joshua tends to come off second best, because with that lot of Cuban coaching and the Mexican background, they love it at close quarters, don't they?
Indeed. So I do think Anthony Joshua is a good inside fight. We've seen the first fight, the right uppercut and the left hook, the drop Ruiz. It was good stuff, but this is a good discipline round again from AJ, looking to work behind that jab. There it is. And again, lovely work. taking his time, really looking for the opening for that right hand. Doesn't want to overreach and fall short.
Good work from Anthony Joshua. Just shows the benefit of all that preparation he's put in, dedicating himself up there in Sheffield. Good jab again from Joshua, beating Ruiz to the punch very comfortably there. Standing tall, standing light on his feet as well. Ruiz just reddening up a little bit around the face, although both those cuts have not worsened at all. Good overhand right from Joshua.
So I'm talking about there, Jim, when he does throw the jab and throws his shots, Ruiz, sometimes he can come over his front foot. That allows Joshua to try and find his counter shots. That was a good right hand, but Ruiz took the sting out of that.
Another good round this for Anthony Joshua. Last 30 seconds of it. And finishing pretty strongly, Joshua here. And after those uncertain moments at the end of the fourth, he has come back pretty well in the fifth. Good style, keeping Ruiz at bay. That cut is bleeding a little bit down the side of Ruiz's face. It shouldn't have any real impression on this fight, though. And we'll get Josh Gratz's thoughts at the end of the round.
In the bag again, Jim. Just stuck to the tactics. Change direction.
Joshua going on record, one chip in the brick can't destroy the whole building. And don't forget that defeat at Madison Square Garden was his first since he was an amateur way back in 2011. So they've trimmed him down, they've lost a bit of muscle, they've gone back to boxing basics, they've got rid of a lot of commercial stuff while he prepared for this fight, and so far, as we come towards the halfway stage, it has been paying off there.
It has indeed. Boxing nicely. Oh, big right uppercut went in from AJ, left hook back from Ruiz, another right hand from AJ. Letting a fist fly in this sixth round.
Beautiful again, you see the lead hand there again. He held it out, he fenced it, he moved Ruiz into a much more vulnerable position. So beautiful boxing.
Excellent stuff from the former champion Anthony Joshua, who is edging ahead in this fight as things stand. But as we all know, Ruiz, the fast hands, the Mexican, has it in his power to change things around very, very quickly.
He does indeed. Still stalking Joshua. Seems to be following him around the ring as opposed to cutting him off. They're still thinking, maybe he's thinking they'll take it into the later rounds.
This is really good, seeing Joshua fight like this. He's worked so hard to redress the balance, a real psychological blow to him after what happened in New York. So many theories.
Вообще, в принципе, в этом поединке маловато. Но я думаю, что есть геймплан у одного и второго. Вот так вот, по корпусу. Энди Руиз. Ну, по-хозяйски, по-чемпионски.
Итак, середина боя осталась позади. Первое поле. Выдающимся на события получился первый бой. Сейчас же к активным действиям боксеры по большому счету еще и не приступали.
Да, очень внимательно Антони Джошуа, прям вот сосредоточен на дистанции. Не рискует, не идет в обмен, не хочет там ударить, нокаутировать, как, возможно, это было в первом поединке. Очень дисциплинированно двигается и вот растаскивает мексиканского боксера.
Попал Руиз сбоку, и тут же сбоку ответил тем же Антони Джошуа. Вот эти моменты Руиз использует по полной. Но мы видим, что Луис Пабон акцентирует внимание Руиза на нарушение правил, поэтому мексиканцу нужно здесь тоже придержать коней. Можно и 1 балла лишиться.
Да, ну и в принципе Джошуа, можно сказать, чтобы повнимательнее придерживал, скажем так, или более корректно за голову, что тоже, в принципе, не является запрещенным приемом. Слишком осторожен Энтони Джошуа в этом поединке, мы это видим. А Энди Руис вот пока, скажем так, не бежит. Смотрит, пытается подойти спокойно, ударить 1-2 удара, но не более того.
Хочется надеяться, что у Энди Руиса есть еще резервы для того, чтобы приступать к активным действиям в оставшееся время, но и есть опасения, что это все, что может Руиз предложить. Ну вот момент, который выгоден мексиканцу. Зарубились в центре ринга. Ничего не попал, ни один, ни другой.
Вяжет. Вот смотри, то, о чем я говорю. Вяжет, держит руки, шею. Джошуа, конечно, он понимает, что в ближнем бою Энди Руиз очень опасен.
Но вот сейчас, казалось бы, поджал Руиз Джошуа к канатам, и можно было двигаться вперед, забрасывать комбинацию, но нет, Руиз отпустил.
Да, Энтони Джошуа, но это явно он держит соперника, да. Ну вот, возможно, то, о чем мы говорили, опека в отношении суперзвезды тяжелого веса. Нужны комбинации мексиканцу, нужно разнообразие. 1-2 удара уже не получится. Слишком осторожен Энтони Джошуа.
Не знаю, как вы оцениваете происходящее, но мне кажется, что в последних раундах картинка боя в сторону Энтони Джошуа начинает меняться.
На этом уровне уставать пока еще не с чего.
Напоминаю, на кону пояса по 3 основным версиям из 4. WBA, IBF и WBO. WBC удерживает Деонтей Уайлдер. И, конечно, хотелось бы кого-то из этих парней посмотреть против Деонтея, возможно, главного нокаутера в боксе, а возможно, в истории бокса.
Да, Энтони Джошуа в клинче предпочитает такое явное открытое приближение к сопернику и держать его за что только можно. Рефери не реагирует. Я думаю, что все обратили уже внимание. Со стороны Энтони Джошуа это правильный ход. Правильный ход с точки зрения безопасности.
Руиз выглядит, не знаю, согласитесь вы со мной или нет, куда менее взрывным, чем в первом поединке. И, возможно, это те самые 7 килограммов.
Много ходит, много смотрит.
Мало делает.
Маловато делает, да. Идет 8-й раунд, уже мы можем это видеть. Скажем так, а пока чего-то такого стоящего, какой-то такой серьезной основы для того, чтобы иметь преимущество, Энди Руиз пока еще не предложил.
Вот напряжение уже по-настоящему повисло в ринге. Уже личное пошло, не только спорт. Ну, такие эмоции — это тоже возможный повод к изменению обстановки в ринге.
Да,
возможно, кто-то полетит вперед, утратив контроль.
Нервы, да, и начнется такой настоящий бокс.
Вот, право на правую.
Попадает Руиз. Вот о чем мы говорим. Эмоции, вот что нам нужны и зрителям, и всем. Нужно открытое противостояние.
Это эпизод, напомнивший первый поединок. Вот там таких столкновений было множество. И для Энтони Джошуа все завершилось не очень хорошо, поэтому Энди Руиз сейчас будет навязывать. Но Джошуа по-прежнему хорош на ногах. Большую работу англичанин в части кардио работы проделал.
Вообще не стоит статично. 8-й раунд. Энтони Джошуа кружит по рингу. И левый сбоку.
Попал Руиз.
Да, но все пока так смазано немножко. И поговорить после.
Is Ruiz Jr. building up for a big finish here? He has to be behind on points, has to be. But he's had enough encouragement in that last round for him to believe he's going to repeat the garden treatment on Joshua. And Joshua, although he said to Rob McCracken in the corner, hey, I'm fine, He knows he had moments there that he would want to forget.
Yeah, get back to the game plan now. Behind that jab, keep moving. Try and get Ruiz to walk onto that right hand, and Ruiz needs to start closing that gap. He caused some damage in the last round.
He's getting closer, and this is where he wants to be, does Ruiz. I have to say that referee Louis Pabon has occasionally found it difficult to get between the fighters. That's been a good jab from Joshua that time. Keeping it at distance, keeping it at range, keep the point scoring going, and keep the world champion off him. That has to be the tactics for the last few rounds for AJ, Anthony Joshua. Big British support here. Mexicans are here in force as well. The local Saudis have turned out, and they're all wondering which way this is going to go. At the moment, it is inclining Anthony Joshua's way, but still some distance to go.
Absolutely. I was asking, expecting a bit more urgency from Ruiz coming out for this 9th round, but I think AJ's nullified that urgency with good disciplined boxing. Going back to basics again. We've seen him do so well in this contest, working well behind his jab, moving. You see there, sort of Ruiz almost shrugging his shoulders to say, come on, stand there and fight with me.
Well, why should he if he's got the points in the bag, as he has? And certainly the Joshua corner, Rob McCracken in particular, will want him to stay away.
This is good stuff from Joshua. Working the body there as well as a nice straight right hand. Landed at the body of Ruiz. Good stuff. Again, gets back to moving.
Joshua doesn't care how he wins. He's come here to get a W. He's not worried about putting on a show. He's not worried about a knockout. He has come here to win and regain those titles. And he's carrying out his game plan. He's a little smile on his face as well as a couple of those jabs come in from there. Joshua with a big left hook. And so back comes Ruiz again. And it's Joshua on the back foot. Frantic action last 30 seconds of the 9th.
Signs of frustration there from Ruiz. He's desperate for AJ to trade with him.
He's got to be sensible. He's got to keep that boxing brain with a spring on his step as he heads back towards the red corner.
He's going to tie up Andy Ruiz. He's got to grab him with both hands. Don't give Ruiz a chance to flurry off those clinches.
We're going to see the conditioning or lack thereof from Ruiz now as we get into the final rounds, because he is going to have to keep that fight and just hope that it might be one time where he can pop Joshua as he eats an uppercut. But now he wings back, and the right hand chopping from Ruiz. That landed hard. Joshua back on his toes. And the difference between fight 1 and fight 2, right there, Anthony Joshua landed a big right hand, but did not engage. He fell off balance and backed off again. This is the discipline we were talking about. Joshua able to get hit, but in this time he didn't wobble, he didn't go down. Instead, he went back to the proper tactics, fighting at distance. Fighting a smart fight. Catching Andy Ruiz with big punches and letting him come to him. Back up, keep boxing, keep discipline. Be hurt, and that has not happened here tonight. Round 10, scheduled, of course, for the championship 12. Chris Mannix giving Ruiz that last round. I don't know. How do you justify that, Chris, given the early work by Joshua with the jab?
I thought he did well with the jab, but we didn't show a lot of those combinations that Ruiz landed. Consequential combination that buckled Joshua. I thought he landed the more impactful punches in that 9th round.
There's a good right hand by Ruiz. Joshua needs to bend his knees and fight a little bit smaller now. Ruiz, the shorter man, already got the distance and the height of Joshua. He's already timing the movement, so it'll be smart for Joshua to bend his knees and fight a little bit smaller now. Andy Ruiz told us, hey, I see openings. That led to his 7th round explosion. He sees something and his hands just move. He is able to really just let it go when he sees an opening and he has his man hurt. Anthony Joshua has made that nearly impossible tonight for him to sustain that, but you know it is always there. The possibility of Ruiz opening up the arsenal. Ruiz is looking for a counter right hand over a lazy jab of Joshua. Joshua just better keep that stick sharp and laser focused, because Ruiz is looking to counter. He's inching his way in. If you notice his feet, Ruiz's feet, he's inching his way in, trying to look for an overhand right over a lazy jab of Joshua.
And the real-time odds you see from MGM, Anthony Joshua now a prohibitive favorite as he built up a points lead. Again, you can call them the championship rounds, but every round goes in the books. The judges hand them in and they're gone. And you would figure that Joshua has piled up a big lead here tonight.
Ruiz told us that he can't let Anthony Joshua grow bravado, and bravado wasn't the word that he chose, but right now Anthony Joshua boxing with confidence, with swag, behind the jab, and sticking to his game plan, which is most important.
Ruiz fighting out of the clinch. Joshua's feet always on the move. Very different fighter. Able to make the adjustment in style. And really showing Sergio the championship pedigree so far.
Not standing in front of Ruiz, not letting him plant his feet. Just, I keep repeating, it's just strategy at its best. He's sticking, he's moving, he's boxing, but he got the respect of Ruiz with those right hands. That's what I want to see, some jabs to the chest and to the belly of Ruiz. You got to alternate it because you don't want to get timed with a jab.
Well, you know, again, Manny Robles had said he wanted to get inside earlier, and you pointed out, Sergio, in that last round, Ruiz having success with his shots to the body, but we didn't see it here.
Because Anthony Joshua was on his toes, sticking and moving.
We fought 10 here for the heavyweight championship in the desert. Humiliating to be laid out and beaten down and having everything taken from you. Well, the last 6 months he has devoted himself and is in position to get his world championships back. Chris Mannix giving that last 10th round to Anthony Joshua.
You know, there'll be a lot of people watching this fight that might be dissatisfied with it if Joshua continues and wins fighting like this, but this is what you have to do. When you go up against an opponent with a granite chin and better hand speed than you, this is exactly the kind of fight you have to do.
Yeah, there's always going to be some criticism, but I don't see how it could be warranted, Chris. To your point, nice jab again, given what he went through the first time out being stunned, and then coming out and executing a boxing plan beautifully. I know, like, you know, the Klitschko brothers were criticized for years for doing that, but he hasn't stunk the place out. He's boxed beautifully. There's a difference.
And Chris, he wanted Anthony Joshua to change trainers and look for a new strategy. This is exactly what he needed. He stayed with Robert McCracken, and he's fighting an Emmanuel Stewart type fight without changing trainers.
All right, let's be clear. I suggested that he think about changing trainers. I didn't walk up to him and say, go change trainers.
Sergio, I'm going to have to take a point away next time. Round 11. Anthony Joshua boxing beautifully, showing range, movement. Said, I have to be the smart fighter. He has done that tonight. But he's also landed his share of leather. It's not as if he's in there. There's another beautiful jab. Look, you can land jabs like that and then be on the move. You don't have to stand there and trade. He said, if I stick to my plan, if I box, opportunities will present themselves. He's engaged here and there, but he has wisely moved out when Ruiz starts winging that hook.
And wisely clinched every time Andy Ruiz got inside. Like right there, they got inside and Ruiz pushed them off.
And look at him pop the jab out again. Ruiz's head just bounces back off that jab. That last CompuBox number we had, jabs 49-21 in favor of Anthony Joshua.
You know, while Joshua didn't change chief strategist, Sergio, he did add 2 new voices in his corner. One of those voices was a trainer that has a bit of a history at the Kronk Gym. And as we know from watching Emmanuel Stewart's fighters over the years, the Kronk Gym, they fight off the jab extremely well.
Another jab, bouncing the head back. British fans are chanting. Ruiz is frustrated, always advancing, but unable to have success. Another jab lands from Joshua.
Whoever was wondering if Joshua can be on his bike, sticking and moving, fighting discipline behind the jab. 11 rounds in so far, he's been doing just that.
He has showed focus. He has showed growth. Even after being at the pinnacle, being the #1 heavyweight in the world, widely regarded at least, and being a heavyweight champion with several of the belts, he has been able to change after adversity.
chest there. Bit of blood continues to trickle from the side of Ruiz's left arm. The beautiful other boxing. Joshua Grazi. And he has fought an immaculate fight so far. He's got 1 minute 26 to go as Anthony Joshua. He has redressed the balance. He has silenced the doubters. There were some who feared he would pack it up if things went wrong tonight. Not after a display like this from Joshua. My goodness me, he has boxed well. He's boxed well. He's boxed according to a plan. He has nullified the fast hands of Ruiz. He's taken a bit of punishment and he's come back and he has 1 minute to go, Darren.
He does. More of the same, just keep doing what you're doing, boxing lovely, stay away from the ropes and the corner, keep moving. It's his fight to lose now. And there just isn't the urgency from Ruiz, is there?
I'm not sure he's got anything left in the tank, Ruiz. 40 seconds to go. And it's Joshua who wants to get going, would you believe that? He's not boxing on the retreat at all. He's very happy with the way things are going. And Ruiz still coming forward, but still can't close that gap significantly. Last 25 seconds then of an enthralling fight. He tried the big right and the bingo punch there. Joshua got him instead. A little smile from Ruiz Jr. as he comes forward. These are the last second, a big right hand. Joshua. Ruiz running out of time. His time is running away. No, why should he come to you? Why should he come to you? Joshua knows he's done it. Joshua on his toes. Joshua the dancing man in the desert. And the Brits celebrate. His corner celebrates desolation.